Good morning. Welcome back to my studio. Christopher Blalock Fine Art, coming to you from Paint Slinger Studios. And happy Monday, because it's a Monday. My printer just now decided to cough up what I asked it to print a half hour ago. Normally, as you know, I just ad-lib my way through these things. And we do just fine. Also, I don't normally wear my glasses. However, today I wanted to just use some notes that I wrote down so I wouldn't forget some of the points that I wanted to make. So forgive the glasses and the glare. You know, I take them off for you guys. I have no shame in wearing the things. First of all, I wanted to recap the opening night showing, which went really great. I had a great time. We sold some artwork. We made some money, made some friends, had a good time. And I really appreciate the turnout, not only from the collectors and the buyers, but from friends, family, and from the local art community, which was very supportive. And I really appreciate you guys coming out. I wanted to throw a special thank you out to Miss Tammy Jo Prado. She is a local artist. As a matter of fact, she's the artist coming in behind me at the gallery for the next showing, and I will share her details on my pages and all my media as soon as all the details come out. And she is really incredible. I love her work. She was kind enough on my opening to give me a gift. And when we first met, I just raved about one of her paintings. She is I would describe it as an illustrative watercolorist. Her little watercolors just tell stories. As soon as you see them, you can create a title in your own head. You create a story in your own mind just from looking at her work. And then, of course, her larger acrylic stuff are these beautiful expressionist abstract pieces that I just absolutely adore. So I lauded her with praise on a social media website for local artists, the Central Georgia Art Association or Artists Alliance, something like that. I forget the exact name of it. Please forgive me, guys. And I didn't do that because I was trying to suck up or do anything. I genuinely loved the work. And so she was kind enough to give me the very one that I commented on way back when we first met. I'm going to try to hold it here for a second. Hope you guys can see it. And she inscribed it for me. It says, "For Christopher, thank you for helping me find my momentum. Tammy Jo Prado, 2018. So Tammy, thank you so very much. I am still overwhelmed by your kindness, and now I've got to worry, how in the world could I possibly give such a wonderful gift in return when you have your opening? But rest assured, I will try. I also wanted to take the time, and I got to get that out of my studio as quite fast as I can and get it on the wall where it goes. God knows I don't want to get my paint slinging on her artwork. I wanted to take a moment to send out my condolences to the family of Mr. Sonny Bartlett, and also to the other older artists in the area that had the great honor of having Sonny Bartlett as their art teacher. When people ask me if I have a formal art education, I say no, because I didn't go to college for that. I went to school for psych and before that for medicine. But did I have a formal education? Yes. I had the single best art teacher in the history of art teaching. Mr. Sonny Bartlett was an amazing human being, a master of multiple disciplines, but he had that unique gift of being able to actually teach art. And if you're an artist and you do art, and you've ever tried to teach someone art, then you know how incredibly difficult that can actually be. And he did it effortlessly. His visual design course, which was his art boot camp, taught me things that I use with every single work of art I have ever done. It was a boring class. I hated it, but I learned in spite of hating it because he was that good. And it stuck. So every piece of work I have ever done uses all the things that he taught me. And at some point, I hope I can pass those lessons along. So again, my condolences to his family and to my fellow students who love the guy. So I was asked, and I'm going to try to make this brief. I was asked a question by an artist who's just starting out, and they wanted to know, trying to find sort of put stuff that it won't blow away. The ceiling fan is on. I didn't turn it off for the sake of the video because it's hot, and I'm not going to turn it off. So bear with me. All right, so the question was, will my artwork sell, or is my art good enough to sell? And the immediate answer is yes, your artwork is good enough to sell. A white canvas sold for $14 million in 2015, or maybe it was 15 million in 2014, I forget which. Look it up, it's a true story. A half-eaten ham sandwich sold on eBay. Yes, your artwork will sell. The world is your market. That's part two of our things that you must do to become a professional artist, and that's the show it to people part. And that includes your marketing for online work. Those little silicon chips are working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, giving you a worldwide audience. There is someone out there who would want to buy your art. What you're really asking is, can I earn a living with my art, and how good does my work need to be before I start selling it? So let me just point out to you that, again, did I mention a ham sandwich sold? Yes. But you need to do those three things we talked about. The making art part means being proficient and being prolific. Know what you're doing in whatever field it is you work in. If you're doing surrealism, abstract, it doesn't matter what ism you're doing. Just be good at it. And you don't have to be an expert. If we use percentages, okay, fine. You can be 30% good and sell, but you'll sell more at 50%. You'll sell even more than that at 80, as long as you're doing the part two, which is show it to people, and the part three, which is being nice. Think about when you ask a question, is it good enough? Think about the fact, of course, that all these ridiculous things have sold for money, but also think about the fact, let's throw it over and pretend it's music. Uh, there are a lot of music forms out there that use the whole three chords and one drum beat, and a vocalist or a singer that can sing in key, but they have about a half octave voice, all the way up to intricate compositions by classical musicians, jazz musicians, and yes, old school metal musicians who are just maestros on their instruments. That whole range sells, though. Bob Dylan was not the greatest singer in the world. Sorry if that hurts any Dylan fans out there. His forte, in his own words, was that he was a songwriter. He was a lyricist. Not that he was a great vocalist, but he made his money. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So yeah, be as good, as talented, as proficient, however you want to say it, at executing your art as you can be. And when you're happy with it, then others will be too, and others will buy it. How good does your work need to be? That's a good question. Okay, and I'm gonna bump this on and say this is really a question of your knowledge, that is understanding visual design, the components of art, the things that make art work. Take the time to learn why art works the way a musician understands a composition or a concerto or a song, what have you. Think about it in terms of music. A musician, even if they play by ear and they're self-taught, they know what works and what doesn't work. And the more they know about how it works, the easier they are, or I'm sorry, the more proficient they become at composing songs. I have known several fantastic musicians who could play anything, but they couldn't write anything because they didn't take the time to learn those basics. Learn the basics. I know a lot of people who can sketch, a lot of people who can paint, but if they step outside of what they've learned in that particular field, they either can't or they're very slow to pick up another art form. Conversely, those that have that foundation in visual design, all the elements it takes to create art, understanding how to lead the eye through a painting, color theory, composition, all of those things. Once you understand them and you know the rules, then you're free to break the rules or to do the buffet. I take what I want and I leave the rest. But you got to know where the buffet is and what's on it. Okay? You must have that ability, and that is becoming, like I said a moment ago, becoming good at whatever it is you do. And you become that way by doing. You've got to be in your studio or your workspace, wherever it may be, and you got to be making art. You cannot do this 30 minutes a day or an hour a week and expect you'll get better, but that constant reinforcement daily of working diligently and professionally at your craft or your art or whatever you wish to call it, the more you work, the more you do, the more you are able to do, and the better you become. Don't be afraid, of course, to learn from workshops. Don't be afraid to learn from watching online videos or putting yourself in a mentorship with someone that you want to emulate their art. Always take advantage of learning opportunities, but it is the doing that makes you better. Okay, talent. Yes, it is a question also of talent, and yes, Virginia, there is such a thing as talent, and no, it's not a bad thing. Some people are born maestros. These people make me sick, but they exist. These are the people that can just absolutely kill it on an instrument. People who just seem to be born with the ability to produce beautiful artwork intuitively. The second degree of that is those that are born with an aptitude, let's say, or a talent or a seed of talent, but then they spend years honing it and they get better. And then thirdly, there are these people that have no talent whatsoever, which means they weren't gifted with the innate ability, but they learn. And there's nothing wrong with any of those. And again, that is exactly the same as it is in music. There are some people with no instruction, with no training whatsoever, can just absolutely destroy it on any musical instrument or the musical instrument of their choice. There are those that are born with an aptitude for it. It comes very easy to them to learn, and then they work hard at it and they become very good. And then finally, there are people who absolutely did not have any aptitude for music, but they take classes and they study and they actually learn and they can play. Those people do exist. If you take the time to think about all the music that exists in the spectrum of music that's out there, you'll see the point that I'm making. And then confidence. The last and most important part of this whole thing is confidence, and the only way that you ever get confidence is, yeah, it helps to have people tell you you are good. That's a beautiful piece of art. Excuse me. But the thing that builds your confidence is doing the artwork, being satisfied with your artwork, and just keep producing. It's experience. As I complete this painting, look, oh yeah, I can do this. That's the key thing. When you pull off what you went for, I was going for this, and by golly, that's what I got. Or maybe I was going for this and something better, but different turned out. The first time you sell a piece of work, you will get a big boost to your confidence. The first time you place first, second, third, or honorable mention or whatever in a show, you will gain confidence. The support of a good support group, a peer group of artists is vital to your confidence. But ultimately, it's going to come down to you, yourself, experiencing the joy of finishing a work and hanging on your own walls. After you've lived with it for a while, let it go. Send it out in the world. Let people buy it, because yes, they will. All right, so I hope this video has helped you just a little bit. I ran a little bit longer than I normally like to. No excuse except for it's Monday. Listen, 3 things always on this channel, and I think in anyone's career as an artist: make the art, show it to people, be nice, and maybe the follow on to that ought to be, and have fun. Anyway, God bless. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.